Commander Aiden Cross stood inside the command room of Horizon Edge, Earth's last and oldest orbital station. The room was quiet, but it was not a peaceful silence. It was the silence of fear. Warning lights blinked in red, screens flickered, and every officer inside looked tense, as if they were waiting for something terrible to happen. Aiden stared at the large hologram floating in the center of the room. It showed a strange dark shape moving slowly toward Earth. It had no clear form, no heat, no radio waves, and no communication. It was just a shadow in space, but a shadow that ate everything in its path. "Are we sure about this reading?" Aiden asked quietly. Lieutenant Mara, his second-in-command, swallowed hard and nodded. "Yes, sir." The object erased 3 of our scout ships. No explosions. No remains. They just vanished. Aiden felt a cold wave move through his chest. Nothing in the known galaxy had the power to make a ship disappear without a trace. "Send the message again," Aiden ordered. Mara tapped the console. A blue light blinked as the station transmitted a full SOS to the Galactic Council, the powerful organization that controlled most of the galaxy. They were the protectors, the guardians, and the peacekeepers. If anyone could help, it was them. Aiden watched the screen as the message was sent. He expected a response. He hoped for a response. But the reply section stayed empty. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. 20 seconds. Nothing. Mara looked at him. "They're ignoring us again." Aiden closed his eyes. He was not surprised. For centuries, the galaxy had treated humans as weak, small, unimportant. Earth was considered a developing world, not advanced enough, not strong enough, not valuable enough. "Maybe," Aiden whispered, "they think we are not worth saving." The officers around him lowered their heads. Some looked angry, some afraid, some defeated. The dark force moved closer on the hologram. It had crossed the outer border of the solar system. The time was almost over. Aiden breathed slowly. "Open the emergency channel." Mara opened a thin golden screen. Aiden looked into the camera. "This is Commander Aiden Cross of Horizon Edge. To any human ship, any station, any colony, Earth is in danger. Repeat, Earth is in danger. Prepare for defense." The message went out across the solar system. Aiden ended the transmission and looked at his team. "Activate Project Helios." Everyone froze. "Sir," Mara whispered. "Project Helios was never tested." "I know." Aiden's voice was quiet but strong. "But we have no other choice." Mara nodded and entered the command code. Deep under Earth's surface, something old and hidden woke up. For decades, humans had worked on a secret project, one so powerful that even the Galactic Council did not know about it. They had built something that connected directly to the heart of the sun, an energy system that could change the course of war. Aiden watched as the Earth's energy grid flickered on the screen. Golden lines spread across the planet like glowing veins. "Project Helios Stage 1 is active," Mara said. Suddenly the entire station shook. Officers grabbed tables and consoles as alarms screamed. "What was that?" Aiden shouted. "Gravitational distortion." Mara yelled. "The enemy is bending space." The hologram zoomed in. The dark shape had reached the orbit of the moon. Space around it warped like water around a stone. Cracks of black lightning twisted through the void. Aiden felt his heart race. He had never seen anything like it. No species had. This enemy was not using weapons. Its presence was the weapon. "Prepare the shields," Aiden ordered. "Horizon shields at full power," an officer called out. The dark force moved again, and the shields flickered. It wasn't even touching them yet. Aiden stared at the shape. "What are you?" No answer came. The enemy had no sound, no voice, no face. Only the quiet, crushing pressure of something ancient and unknown. Aiden's hands trembled, but he kept his voice firm. "Send the SOS one more time." They sent it. Again the Galactic Council ignored it. Not a single ship responded. Not a single station. Not a single message of support. Aiden felt anger burn inside him. "They think we are weak," he said. "They think we will fall silently." He looked at Project Helios on the screen. Bright light pulsed from deep under Earth, forming a massive golden wave around the planet. Mara stepped closer. "Sir, the energy readings are rising fast. Too fast." Aiden nodded. "Good." The station shook again, harder this time. Screens cracked. Sparks fell from the ceiling. Officers held onto their chairs. The dark force was now directly between the moon and Earth. Mara shouted, "It's preparing to attack." Aiden raised his voice so everyone could hear him. "Listen to me. If the galaxy will not help us, then we will help ourselves. If they ignore us, they will soon remember us. The station lights turned white as Project Helios reached full power. A massive golden sphere erupted from Earth, expanding outward like a second sun. The entire crew stared at it in shock. Even Aiden whispered, "I have never seen energy like this." The golden sphere grew stronger, brighter, burning away the darkness around it. The dark force stopped moving. For the first time it reacted. Mara gasped. "Commander, it's afraid." Aiden stepped forward. His voice was calm, steady, powerful. "The galaxy will not ignore us again." And the screen exploded into pure golden light. For several long seconds, Horizon Edge was completely blind. The screens were filled with pure golden light from Project Helios. Officers covered their eyes, alarms beeped without pause, and the station trembled as if the sun itself had taken a deep breath. When the glare finally faded, the crew slowly opened their eyes. "Systems, stabilizing," Mara reported, her voice shaky. The screens flickered, rebooting one by one. Aiden stepped forward. "Show me the enemy." The hologram refreshed and everyone froze. The dark force was still there. But something had changed. Before, it had been a silent shadow, moving with calm confidence. Now it was twisted, shaking, as if the golden wave had touched something deep inside it. The edges of its form rippled like smoke being pulled by invisible wind. "It felt that," Mara whispered. Project Helios heard it. Aiden stared at the readings. The dark force had been pushed away from Earth's moon, but only by a short distance. It was already stabilizing again. "Sir," another officer said, "listen to this." He played a recording, one captured during the moment Project Helios activated. It wasn't a sound humans knew. It was low, distorted, like the universe itself had growled. A deep vibration that shook the screens. Mara's eyes widened. "Commander, that came from the enemy." Aiden felt a chill. "This thing can react." The shadow began to move again, slowly at first, then faster. Space around it warped, bending and twisting in unnatural ways. Stars behind it stretched like liquid. "It's angry," Mara said quietly. Aiden didn't deny it. The thing had been calm before. Now it moved with focus and hunger. "Distance to Earth?" he asked. "Less than 2 million kilometers and closing fast." Aiden clenched his fists. If the enemy reached Earth's atmosphere, millions would die in seconds. "Bring me a close visual," he ordered. The hologram zoomed in. At first it was just darkness. Then shapes inside the darkness started to appear, like long tendrils swirling slowly, made from pure gravity. Mara gasped. Those are void arms." Aiden had heard legends. Old alien stories spoke of ancient creatures that lived between dimensions, feeding on energy and matter. Most people believed those stories were myths. But the thing moving toward Earth looked exactly like the legends. "If this is real," Aiden said, "then the galaxy is in far more danger than they know." The crew looked at him, fear growing in the room. "Send another SOS," Aiden ordered. Mara hesitated. "Commander, they won't answer." He nodded. "I know. But send it anyway." The message went out for the third time. Again the Galactic Council ignored it. Aiden exhaled slowly. "Very well." He turned to the crew. "Prepare the solar shields." Mara blinked. "Sir, those were never used outside testing." Aiden spoke firmly. "If we don't use them now, we won't have a chance later." Officers rushed to their consoles. Deep inside Earth, Project Helios shifted. Golden light changed direction, rising into orbit. Massive shields formed, like giant glowing plates around the planet, shimmering with solar energy. The enemy stopped. It hovered at the edge of the shield radius, as if studying this new defense. Mara swallowed. "Is it thinking?" "Maybe," Aiden said. "Or maybe it is measuring us." A pulse of darkness rippled from the creature. The solar shields vibrated violently. One shield flickered. Another bent inward. Aiden steadied himself. "Hold the shields." "It's using gravity pressure," an officer shouted. "It's trying to crush the shield structure." The lights flickered, the floor shook, and every metal beam in Horizon Edge groaned. The dark creature's tendrils extended, touching the solar barrier. Golden sparks exploded where they made contact. "Shields at 60%. Mara shouted. Aiden stared at the enemy. It wasn't just attacking. It was feeding on the energy. "This thing absorbs power," he whispered. "Our weapons will not work like normal." Mara's voice was tight. "Sir, if it keeps draining, the shields will collapse." Aiden knew it was true. The solar shields were humanity's strongest defense. Yet the creature was slowly bending them like glass. He had to make a decision. Activate Project Helios Stage 2, he said quietly. The room went silent. Stage 2 had never been turned on, not even in simulations. Commander, Mara hesitated. If Stage 2 overloads, Earth's entire grid could collapse. Better the grid collapses than the planet collapses, Aiden replied. Mara took a deep breath then nodded. Activating Stage 2. Earth's energy network flared again, brighter than before. Solar energy flowed from the sun, channeled directly into the Helios core. The lights of every city on Earth flickered as power was rerouted. The solar shields grew brighter, stronger, harder. The tendrils of darkness recoiled. The enemy stopped feeding. It pulled away for the first time. Commander, Mara whispered. It stepped back. Aiden felt the weight of the moment. For the first time since the threat arrived, humanity had pushed it back. But then the sensors screamed. Multiple red warnings flashed on every screen. What now? Aiden shouted. Mara's face drained of color. Commander, something else is happening. She pointed at the star map. Behind the dark creature. Far behind it, another shape appeared. Then another. Then another. Aiden stared in frozen shock. This wasn't the first wave, he said slowly. Mara whispered the words no one wanted to hear. Commander, the second wave is coming. The command room fell silent. No one moved. No one spoke. On the hologram, behind the massive void creature already attacking Earth's shields, 3 more dark shapes appeared in the distance. They were smaller but still enormous, moving like shadows swimming through space. Lieutenant Mara's hands trembled on the console. Commander, if all of them reach Earth. Aiden finished her sentence with a cold voice. Humanity will not survive. The enemy in front of them suddenly released another gravity wave. The solar shields shook violently, bending like soft metal. Sparks burst across the station walls. Horizon Edge hull stress at 20%, an officer shouted. Aiden knew they were running out of time. Prepare Helios Stage 2 for full release, he ordered. Mara stared at him, shocked. Full release? Sir, that will send the entire solar network into overload. That is exactly what we need, Aiden said. His eyes stayed locked on the hologram. We cannot fight 4 of these creatures one by one. We must break the first wave completely. Mara hesitated for only 2 seconds. Then she nodded. Understood. She entered the override code. The sun reacts. Far below, in the core of Project Helios, golden circuits glowed with blinding intensity. The energy lines connected Earth, Luna Base, Mars Colony 3, and the Helios orbit stations together. For the first time in history, humanity's entire power grid acted as one single system. The sun responded. A massive burst of light erupted from its surface, not a natural flare, but a controlled redirect into the Helios core. The solar energy traveled through space like a river of fire. Mara stared at the readings. Helios is now channeling 10% of the sun's active output. That's impossible, another officer whispered. Aiden didn't blink. Redirect to the solar shields. All power forward. The golden shields around Earth brightened until they looked like walls of pure sunlight. The void creature stopped moving. It did not approach. It did not attack. For the first time, it hesitated. The galaxy watches. Suddenly, another screen flashed open by itself, an unauthorized connection. Mara's eyes widened. Commander, someone is watching us. The hologram showed 3 alien species from the Galactic Council observing the solar system from distant surveillance satellites. Their expressions were frozen in shock. One alien counselor whispered, "Humans built that?" Another said, "They were hiding this power, right under our sensors?" A third counselor leaned closer. "We must contact them at once." Aiden muted the channel immediately. "No. They ignored us when we asked for help. Now they will watch." The first strike. Aiden raised his hand. Helios Stage 2 solar lances. Fire. Deep inside Project Helios, massive energy funnels rotated, gathering raw sunlight into a narrow beam. The beam grew brighter, hotter, sharper, until it looked like a spear made of a star. The solar lance fired. It struck the void creature directly. The creature screamed, not with sound but with violent space distortion. The air inside Horizon Edge shook as if reality itself was trembling. The dark creature reeled backward, its tendrils burning away like smoke under fire. "Direct hit," an officer shouted. Mara looked at the readings, stunned. Its energy signature dropped by 30%. "Commander, it's weakening." Aiden didn't smile. "Not yet. Prepare the second solar lance." The shadow creature lashed out in panic, releasing a massive gravity pulse. The solar shields bent again but held firm this time. The creature tried to retreat. It tried to escape. Aiden stared at it. You had no mercy for our ships. We will have none for you. He lowered his hand. Fire. The second solar lance shot forward, brighter, stronger, filled with the full force of the sun. It pierced the creature's core. For a second, the entire room fell silent. Then the creature collapsed in on itself, folding like paper into a black point, and vanished. The first wave was dead. The crew reacts. The room exploded with cheers, relief, and disbelief. We did it. Mara gasped. Commander, we destroyed it. Aiden exhaled slowly. Victory tasted sharp and heavy. This wasn't the end. This was only the beginning. Because the other three creatures had changed direction. And they were moving faster. Mara looked at him with fear. Commander, they're rushing toward us. All three. Aiden nodded, eyes cold. They know we are a threat now. What do we do? Aiden stood tall, voice steady. We prepare stage 3. Every officer turned toward him in shock. Sir, stage 3 isn't finished. It was never meant to be used. Aiden looked at the hologram of the approaching shadows. It has to be used now. He walked to the central console and placed his hand on it. Activate Project Helios Stage 3. Mara whispered, Commander, that will awaken the solar titans. Aiden nodded once. Good. It's time the galaxy sees what humanity really built. The command room fell into a deep, heavy silence. The words hung in the air like thunder. Solar titans. Most officers had heard the name only in whispers. A secret weapon. A hidden project. A dream, or a nightmare, built inside the Helios program. Lieutenant Mara stepped forward, her voice shaking. Commander, activating Stage 3 means fully waking the Titans. They are unfinished. Untested. They could overload. Aiden did not look away from the hologram. 3 void creatures were rushing toward Earth, leaving trails of bending space behind them. If we do nothing, he said quietly, Earth will be gone before the next sunrise. Mara pressed her lips together, then nodded. I understand. She entered the final authorization code. The sleeping giants wake. Deep in the orbit between Earth and the Sun, hidden behind solar storms, something ancient and mechanical began to move. Giant metallic frames, miles long, shifted like mountains coming alive. Panels unfolded, releasing clouds of golden energy. Circular reactors glowed with raw sunlight. Alarms echoed across the Helios network. Mara read the data aloud. Titan 1, waking. Titan 2, waking. Titan 3, waking. Aiden finally allowed himself a small breath. These were the solar titans, massive star-powered warships built in secret after Earth was denied military support by the Galactic Council for decades. Humanity had learned to fend for itself. Now, for the first time in history, the Titans rose. The hologram shifted as one of the giant ships moved between Earth and the approaching monsters. Officers stared in awe. It's bigger than I imagined, one whispered. Mara nodded. Each Titan carries the power of a small star. Aiden stood tall. Good. We will need that. The Council interferes. Suddenly, the communication panel flashed. A message forced its way into the station. Mara gasped. Commander, it's the Galactic Council. They're sending a priority message. Aiden crossed his arms. Put them on. The screen opened to reveal 3 alien counselors, tall, graceful, with cold expressions. Their faces were tight with fear and something else, guilt. Counselor HFY spoke first. Commander Aiden Cross, we have been monitoring your situation. Aiden raised an eyebrow. Monitoring. Not helping. HFY swallowed. The threat you face is far beyond anything we have seen. We underestimated Earth. Aiden's voice was steady but sharp. You ignored our SOS. Now we face 4 Void-class enemies alone. Another counselor leaned forward. We want to help. You must shut down Project Helios immediately. It is too dangerous. Mara stared at the screen. Shut it down? Are they insane? Aiden took a slow breath. Counselors, this power is the only reason Earth is still alive. The Titans are unstable, HFY warned. If they overload, they could destroy your system. Aiden shook his head. Earth has been living under your judgment and limitations for generations. No more. The third counselor spoke with a trembling voice. Commander, if you keep using that power, humanity will become a threat. Aiden finished for him. Yes, that is what you fear. The counselors fell silent. Aiden ended the call without another word. The creatures attacked. The three void creatures reached the edge of the solar shield. The shields exploded into sparks as the creatures pushed forward using raw gravitational force. A gigantic impact shook Horizon Edge. Hull stress at 30%, an officer shouted. Solar shield integrity dropping. Aiden clenched his fists. Bring the Titans forward. The hologram zoomed in as Titan 1 moved between Earth and the attackers. Its massive solar cannons rotated into position. Mara whispered in awe. It looks like a walking sunrise. Aiden raised his hand. Titan 1, fire the solar pulse. A deep vibration shook space as Titan 1 unleashed a wave of golden fire. The pulse traveled like a shockwave, hitting the creatures head-on. The creatures recoiled, tendrils flailing wildly. Two were pushed back. But the third creature did not move. It absorbed the solar pulse into its body, growing darker. Mara gasped. Commander, it's feeding again. It's stronger now. Aiden tightened his jaw. Titan 2 and Titan 3, prepare full charge. The council panics. The communication screen flashed again, but Aiden ignored it. Instead, a new message came through, from an intercepted Galactic Council ship. Mara read it aloud. The Council plans to intervene with force, against us. Aiden's eyes hardened. They fear what Helios can do after this battle, Mara said softly. Aiden nodded. Let them fear. The final preparation. On the hologram, all three Titans rotated, forming a triangle around the void creatures. Solar energy flooded their cores, glowing brighter and brighter. Sir, Mara said, voice low, if you activate this, there is no going back. Aiden stepped to the center of the command room. For centuries the galaxy looked down on humanity, ignored us, dismissed us, and when we needed help they turned away. He raised his hand toward the hologram, eyes burning with resolve. Now, they will see what humanity truly is. The Titans lit up like newborn stars. Begin the solar convergence. Mara whispered the words that marked the turning point of the war. The Titans are charging for full Starfire release. The great hall of the hidden human armada was silent. Every officer, every soldier, every AI drone waited for Commander Aaron Hale's next words. The message from the Galactic Council had arrived only moments ago. It was short, cold, arrogant, and full of fear. But Aaron did not fear them. He stared at the hologram of the galaxy, its stars glowing like distant embers. Humanity had grown strong in the shadows. Stronger than anyone expected. Stronger than the Council ever allowed. Now the Council wanted to stop them again. Aaron breathed slowly. He remembered the old days, when the Council had cast humans out, calling them too dangerous, too unpredictable, and too ambitious. They exiled them to the far edges of the galaxy, thinking humans would fade away. But exile only made humans hungry. Exile made them powerful. Exile made them unstoppable. Aaron turned to his officers. They think they can control us again, he said in a calm voice. They think they can scare us back into silence. General Mara Lin stepped forward. She had been part of the first exile fleet. Her face carried scars from battles the Council never even heard about. They do not understand what we became, she said. They only saw our weakness. They never saw our rise. Another officer, young Captain Rhea Sol, tightened her fists. Commander, their fleet is moving. Scouts confirm it. They are heading to the frontier worlds. Everyone knew what that meant. The Council was not sending a greeting. They were sending a warning. A threat. A punishment. Aaron's eyes narrowed. How long until they reach the border? 17 hours, Rhea reported. Less if they push their engines. The room filled with quiet tension. Officers exchanged worried glances. Drones hovered, their lights flickering. General Mara looked at Aaron. If they fire first, the galaxy will burn. Aaron nodded. Yes. And if we wait, we look weak. Humanity cannot look weak again. The table's hologram shifted, showing red dots, Council ships, moving toward a blue line that marked human-controlled space. Then the hologram zoomed in, showing a small human colony named Lyra 7. A peaceful world. Farmers. Engineers. Families. The Council ships were heading there first. Rhea swallowed hard. They will use Lyra 7 as an example. They want to show the galaxy that they still hold power. Aaron walked slowly to the center of the room. His boots echoed on the metal floor. Prepare the Vanguard fleet, he said. Everyone froze. The Vanguard fleet was not just a fleet. It was the sharpest blade humanity had ever created. Ships born from exile. Weapons shaped by desperation. Engines stronger than anything the Council ever approved. General Mara took a breath. Commander, sending the Vanguard is the same as declaring open conflict. Aaron looked at her with steady eyes. No, he said softly. The Council declared this when they exiled us. The officers stood straighter. The drones aligned themselves in formation. The war hologram glowed brighter. Aaron spoke again, now louder, clearer, stronger. We did not choose this fight. We did not start it. But we will finish it. Humanity will not be controlled. Not again. Not ever. The officers saluted. Rhea sent the command across the ship network. Giant hangar doors opened like massive jaws. Rows of human warships awakened, their engines rumbling like thunder. Blue light ignited across the dark shipyard. The Vanguard fleet slowly rose, thousands of sleek, powerful vessels forming a diamond formation around the flagship. Aaron stepped onto the bridge. Set course for Lyra 7, he ordered. The navigator nodded. Course locked. Then move. The entire fleet surged forward. Space folded. Engines roared. Stars blurred. Humanity was done hiding. And the Council was about to learn the truth. Exile did not break humans. Exile built them. The Vanguard fleet cut through space like a silent blade. On the bridge of the flagship Astra Vindicata, Commander Aaron Hale stood tall, watching the star map shift as they neared Lyra 7. The human colony glowed as a blue dot, small and peaceful, but surrounded now by red circles. The Council's attack fleet was already there. Rhea's voice shook slightly as she spoke. Commander, Council ships are in orbit. They have entered attack formation. General Mara's jaw tightened. Just as we feared. They want a quick strike. Aaron's eyes darkened. Not today. The ship's alarms pulsed a low, steady warning. Officers moved with focus and speed, their faces tense but controlled. This was the moment exile had prepared them for. This was the moment humanity would finally answer. Open a channel to the Council flagship, Aaron said. The screen flickered. A Council High Marshal appeared, scaled skin, long eyes, and a voice like cold iron. Human Commander, the Marshal hissed. Your fleet is trespassing. Leave now or be destroyed. Aaron did not blink. You are threatening civilian worlds. We will not step aside. The Marshal leaned closer. Humans have always been a problem. The galaxy decided your fate long ago. Accept your exile. Aaron's voice was calm. Exile is over. The Marshal's eyes widened slowly. Then you choose war. Aaron ended the transmission. Silence fell across the bridge. General Mara said it quietly, but everyone heard it. They will fire first. Aaron nodded. Then humanity will answer first. The first shot. The Council fleet moved in perfect formation, thousands of ships all glowing red with charged weapons. Then a single blast shot from the Council's front line. A warning shot. But aimed dangerously close to Lyra 7's shield dome. Rhea shouted, impact predicted near civilian zone. Aaron raised his hand. Vanguard fleet, he said, defensive wall. Protect Lyra 7 at all costs. The human ships responded instantly. Hundreds of vessels surged forward, forming a massive shield dome of their own. Ships overlapping, engines bright, energy barriers linking like glowing blue veins. The Council blast hit. A flash of red. A roar through space. But the human defensive wall held strong. Gasps filled the Council channels. They were not expecting this level of power. Humanity strikes back. Aaron stepped forward. Now it begins. He lowered his hand. Vanguard, advance. The entire fleet moved as one. Human weapons ignited with a blue glow, clean, precise, deadly. No chaos. No anger. Only purpose. The first wave hit the Council line and shattered it like brittle glass. Their ships broke formation, scattering in confusion. Rhea reported, multiple Council ships disabled. Their power systems cannot handle our ion pulses. General Mara smiled for the first time. Good. Let them understand the new balance. The Council Marshal appeared again, this time on a forced broadcast, voice shaking. Human fleet, cease fire. We did not expect. Aaron cut him off. You did not expect us to survive exile. His voice was steel. You did not expect us to grow. He leaned closer. Now you will respect us. The turning point. The battle did not last long. Human engineering, born in the shadows, perfected without regulation, sharpened through necessity, was far ahead of the Council's predictable fleets. Soon red dots disappeared from the map one by one. Council ships tried to flee, but human interceptors moved faster, cutting their escape routes. Rhea looked at the final council ship powering down. Commander, it's over. Aaron took a slow breath. The bridge was quiet again. General Mara stepped beside him. We should send a message to the galaxy. Aaron nodded. We will. He turned to communications. Prepare transmission. A large hollow emitter activated. The galaxy map appeared, spreading across the bridge. Aaron spoke with steady strength. This is Commander Aaron Hale of humanity's Vanguard fleet. We do not seek war. But we will not accept chains. From this day humanity stands equal in the galaxy. Strong, united, and impossible to control. He paused. Let the Council remember this day. Exile created us. Exile empowered us. And now exile ends. The message was sent. Across thousands of systems, species watched. Some in fear. Some in respect. Some in quiet hope. A new force had risen. The aftermath. As the fleet moved to escort Lyra 7's civilians to safety, Rhea looked at the stars. Commander, what happens now? Aaron watched the blue glow of Earth's distant mark on the star map. Now, he said softly, the galaxy changes. Human ships return to formation, engines humming like the heartbeat of a new empire. And far away in council space, leaders whispered in fear. The humans have returned,